Australia, 2010. I'm at the table signing autographs. A man walks up, takes off his shirt, turns around, and from mid-arm, across the shoulders, across the neck, across the back, are caricatures of all of us tattooed. And this is not henna, this is real tattoo. He had me sign my character, and his skin was greasy, ugly. And at that particular convention, they had a tattoo kiosk. So he walks over and gets that thing stenciled, tattooed right in there, comes back and shows me.
Oh my God.
I still can remember the pimples on his shoulder. Thanks for bringing that memory back.
That's the country that gives Mad Max.
Yes, Australia. They asked me when I entered Australia, do I have a criminal background? I said I didn't know it was still a requirement. Australia, as opposed to New Zealand, where every single thing will kill you.
Yep.
Spiders, lizards, everything else. The only thing in New Zealand that will kill you is a really mad sheep.
Yeah.
Right.
The only thing that won't kill you in Australia is their possum.
Yes. Do they have one?
They have a possum and it is adorable. It's the only thing where America wins in the ugly contest.
Oh, I'll see you someday. In fact, I'm going to Australia after I finish this convention.
If you're ever born in a social situation or in an unpleasant situation, do you ever wonder what Squidward would do in that situation?
I actually, when I'm in that situation, I will do Squidward to get out of it. What would Squidward do? Any t-shirts printed up. He would be sarcastic. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, I can't see very well.
What is Jody Pasquin's like, both like as working with him and just like as a person?
Imagine the weirdest person you could ever imagine. That's him. Okay, I didn't really interact with him too much, except he's the one that gave me all my line readings for Professor Membrane, like the toast line. I would have just said, no, son, I'm making toast. And he said, no. No, son, I'm making toast. That was just made it kind of iconic after that. Yeah, he's a weird guy. We had to have the Invader Con in California because he doesn't fly. And he's so specific about how that show should be done, if it's ever redone, that he can't agree with Nickelodeon, which is very sad to me because I think the show should continue. But yeah, he's as weird as the show is. It came out of his head.
What about working with the voice of Zim? Because I know he voiced Alpha 5 in Power Rangers.
Richard.
Yes.
Yes, we go to a lot of conventions together. Horowitz. I can never remember that last name for some reason. Oh, he's a very, very funny guy. Very, very funny guy. We were on the plane together, just cracking up people all over the place. So yeah, he's one of the people that makes working in this industry so much fun because they are so effusive in their comedy and in their creativity. You can't help but have some of that rub off on you and run with it. So we all kind of feed on each other in the creative process. Yes, sir.
What was it like, or what is your favorite show or movie or whatever that I guess you were in?
That I wasn't in. There are none. I did a film for Hallmark a few years ago called Marco Polo. We shot that in China, and which was weird because Brian Dennehy was Kubla Khan, Irish guy playing the Chinese emperor.
Sounds like a Hallmark movie.
Very, very yeah, right. Weird. My favorite film though that I'm not in, though, but I have a connection with it is Men in Black. The first one, it has so many quotable lines in it, and if you ever get over to Disney World in Orlando, the Men in Black ride, I do some voices on that. So that's kind of a short little connection. Yeah, but Men in Black, I mean, geez, you piece of shit. You sold a reverberizing carbonizer with mutate capacity to an unlicensed cephalopoid? He looked okay to me. Is this some kind of joke? No, ma'am, we at the FBI do not have a sense of humor that we are aware of. All over the place. Yes.
What tips would you give to a up-and-coming voice actor?
I will expand that to larger endeavors in life, but acting in general, you've got to do one thing, and it sounds cliche, but it's absolutely true, and that is pursue the dream. If you don't, in the back of your head, the rest of your life, you will always wonder, what if? Give it the time it's necessary. Put some time, and that's up to you. 1 year, 2 years, 10 years. Go to a major city where these things are done and give it your best. Because the only failure is not trying. You go, give it your best. You can walk away with a clean conscience. Okay, it didn't work, I'll do something else now. But if you don't do it, don't pursue that, especially at a young age, you'll regret that. So that was Freedom Talk number 47.
Going off that question, I'm an aspiring actor, and I always have like those moments of like, maybe I'm not good enough, or like maybe I should do something else. How do you like, overcome those moments of self-doubt? That's
willpower. Creativity is absolutely dependent upon confidence. Henry Ford had a great saying, whether you think you can do something or whether you think you can't do something, either way, you're right. So you don't let those thoughts get you. You envision yourself doing the job right, doing the job well, getting the response that you desire for that. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but it has to start with you. Confidence. And I'm not talking of being conceited. I'm just saying, I know I can do that, and I can do it. That's what I thought when I first left Arkansas to New York City. I said, Arkansas, I said, I'm looking on TV. I'm seeing all these actors there that aren't household names, that aren't people that can't go out to the grocery store. And they're making a living at this. And I know darn well I'm as good as they are. And that's the kind of base level confidence you need to have. These people that are making good livings, doing what I want to do, aren't significantly better. They might have a better look. They might have better photo appeal, camera appeal. But I've got something to offer too. So, throw your marbles out.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just to tie into my last question, have you ever had a situation where you've been somehow involved in the writing process or had any input?
I tend to write gags and little snippets of things, not whole narratives, so that's where I come from, and that's why I speak of the crazy past as farming into what I can do. So it's the short answer, I guess. So again.
I am a nerdcore artist, and one thing I like to do sometimes whenever I do make a song, I like to create characters to interact with. What are some good tips about developing a character? So that, because my whole thing is that I try to make, whenever I do a skit, the character believable, to where it sounds like I should talk to someone else that's not even there, I'm recording by myself.
It depends on the arena you're in. If you're doing a certain, like a cartoon sort of thing that requires classic cartoon energy, doing the big voices, that kind of thing, that's one thing. But it's always good to draw from reality and then just put a thin veneer of something abstract on top of that voice. Squidward is kind of an example of that, because as you can hear, this is not far from Squidward's voice. But all I gotta do is add a little bit of veneer to it, and it becomes this character. And then you add the personality to it and the responses in certain circumstances, and you have something that is a little more fleshed out. But always try to bring in some reality, but remember the zaniness. Remember the timing, secret comedy, timing.